Hula since riding eMTB. It always surprises me just how physically demanding it can be on times, which, let's face it, is the opposite to what many people believe. There are attitudes that exist towards eMTB that I find disturbingly patronising. And if you are one of those people that are guilty of such behaviour, I highly recommend you turn this video off now. Why? Well, I don't actually really know. Part of me thinks it's copycatting. I mean, you guys have heard it a million times before. Comments such as, oh, only when I'm old enough, or only when my legs can't take me up the hill. So dull and so macho at the same time. But it's not just a male phenomenon. I hear all kinds of people saying these things. And do you know what? There's people buying into this crap. Yes, condescension is rife in the MTB world. But you know what? They're right. Let's be honest, you can be lazy on an e-bike. In the same way as you can be lazy on an MTB by buying a £75 a day lift pass at a bike park or a chairlift in the Alps. Ah yes, but dude, riding downhill is really physical, right? Hell yeah, some of the best athletes on the planet. A bit like downhill skiers. I mean, they get on a lift and just stand there and slide. But let's face it, anybody can be lazy at work, at home, at school. Just because something's got a motor doesn't mean to say that you're lazy. I mean, is Ken Roxon lazy? To say that eMTB is not physical or technical or demanding, or even on occasion can hurt you, is actually clueless. Now, you might have seen some of our big mountain adventures on the channel, but today we're talking lowland. I'm going to show you why. Now, recently I did a back-to-back range ride on mid-assist versus full power eMTB. The full power was faster on a 2-hour loop by almost 30 minutes. However, as the ride unfolded, I felt the effort required was slightly higher. This was reflected in my heart rate data from those days. The full power bike was in fact more effort than the mid power, a fact that is at odds with some of the media surrounding the two bikes. Hey look, it might come as a surprise to some of you that the full power bike was actually more effort than the mid power bike. This comes down to several factors. The first one is mode. Now, I engaged turbo mode for the whole ride, so I wasn't expecting a big day out. Therefore, my mindset was certainly not one of conservation, both physically and in terms of watt hours. Now, second was the length of the ride. I knew I'd only be out a couple of hours, so that meant I could go pretty hard without much worry. The third factor is the shape and the style of my route. So this is a classic example where I'm talking about the turns are coming at you at a really high pace. So you're constantly having to brake, change gear, shift your body position. I mean, you get sucked into this type of riding, which is a little bit like rally driving, but at the same time it raises your heart rate really quickly. So so much fun though. I think this is actually almost a different sport. Wow. And in these conditions it really doesn't get much better. Absolutely love it. Factor number 5 is the surface of the trail I'm riding. Natural, roots, rocks, sliding, counter-sliding, repeated hits, power wheelies, accelerating into and out of corners. It's all happening really fast. Another reason that this ride is so intense is the location. I know that if I run out of battery, I'm not too far from the base. And the final factor is the amount of climbing and descending. In 2 hours on my white E160, I did 3,700 feet of climbing and descending. To put that into perspective, it's pretty much like doing a morning's worth of uplifting in a van. Very engaging, very physical, very intense. I suppose you could compare e-mountain biking to a turbo trainer. You simply add or take away the resistance. But the bottom line, regardless of the bike you ride at your limit.